Okay, hello my friends and not so friends. This is a C trumpet. A C trumpet looks like a B flat trumpet, only this part is smaller, so it's tuned in B flat. The mouthpiece, as a rule, the bore is the same of a B flat trumpet mouthpiece. My instrument is slightly shorter, as I said before. It's mostly used in classical music, uh, uh, orchestral music. Um, it is hardly ever used in other kinds of music, as far as I know. So why should I play a C trumpet? Other than, okay, I can read sheet music, written for every flute, recorder, violin, whatever instrument is reads concert key music means real notes. Simply because the simple fact that this instrument is tuned one tone higher, the tone of the instrument is different. That means there's a clearer sound, brighter sound, not because it's higher in pitch, but because the instrument is shorter and it develops a different sound. If you play the same note on a tenor saxophone, for example, and the same note on a baritone alt or an alto, because they overlap, it will sound different. Okay, the difference is not huge, it's just one tone, but you can feel the difference. I can feel the difference when I play, other than the fact that I blow in a certain way and the instrument plays C instead of a B flat or whatever. So there is a problem of matching what you have in your mind and what gets out of your instrument, because you're used to have for the same position and the same way you blow a note is one tone lower. So why should I use the C trumpet? And I say there's no reason at all. Most 99.999% of jazz and other kinds of popular music players or modern music players do not play and do not own a C trumpet. But since I'm a loose cannon, I'm a maverick, I said, okay, the first C trumpet I got, this was from Thomann, it was 140, something like this, okay. First foray into the C trumpet. And then I got this 400 euros. I got it because it can be converted into a B flat trumpet, so okay. But it sounds better in C. So why? As I said before, the sound is different. And there are downsides. Other key, if a piece of music is B flat, I have to play B flat on the trumpet. It's on a B flat trumpet, it would be in C. So every time you have to change the key. If the piece is for B flat trumpet in G, I have to play this in F. This is the first thing. Second thing is downside. It's difficult to come by. I mean, it's difficult to find second-hand. I had a fluke, but usually it's difficult to find second-hand instruments, and those instruments usually are expensive. Okay, I was in luck, I got this only for 400 euros, but okay, it has a dent here and whatever. Those instruments, my experience after months playing C trumpet is the C trumpets are more difficult to play. I mean, to play in tune is difficult. But the upside, the good thing is that you get a different tone, a very expressive. I find this instrument to be more expressive than B-flat trumpet. And since most of people don't play that, I get to have my specific sound when I play the trumpet. Trumpet is not my favorite instrument. I play the cornet, other instruments, but when it comes to high pitch instruments, I usually play the cornet. I'd like to have a C cornet, but no, I cannot. I know maybe they existed, but they're not. There are no more. So you have a specific sound that is more cutting, that is a kind of a brash, piercing sound, but can be very clear. I experimented with different mouthpieces. Also experimented using a cornet mouthpiece on the trumpet. I have an adapter with a. So you can have an instrument, a trumpet that is lighter. It is. To occupy it takes the same room, the same space, because it's not shorter from here to here, it's just shorter here. I'd like to have an instrument that is a little bit shorter version on the B-flat trumpet, maintaining the same dimensions, but they don't make that. I think for some reason it's easier to build an instrument that is just shorter here. So it's surely a little lighter, but I understand why it's used in orchestras. It has a I found more expressive. You can articulate, modulate the sound more freely. The problem is that the downside is that it's easier to not to be in the right in tune, the right pitch, not to have the right pitch. So what does it mean? I think in time, when I will master this instrument, not only I will keep playing the B-flat trumpet, and I think I will play it even better. Not that I only play this, I play also the B-flat trumpet, but I want to master also the C trumpet. But I will have a sound that no other trumpet player has. That's very prideful. But that's it. I insist you can read all the sheet music for other instruments. First side. You can change the key. Having B flat and C, it helps. Sometimes that song sounds better. It's easier on a B flat, or it's easier on a C. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to play in any kind of key. So my understanding that we learn some songs on this, and there's songs on the B flat instrument. At the beginning, it's a little bit confusing because your mind is tuned to B flat, and you play the first note, you expect a B flat, now you get a C note. in spite of the fact that you call it C on the B flat trumpet, because you call notes not real notes, but one note, one tone higher. There is this legend that you cannot play jazz. No, it's not that you cannot play jazz. It's that everybody around you plays a B flat trumpet, so it's easier, and you tend to go for the easiest path. But this is boom. I like the fact that it's so piercing, so it's like when you have a guitar. I play the guitar as well, and you use a long scale guitar, so strings are a little bit tense, taut, and you get a different sound. That's the sound of a C trumpet. Otherwise, the sound of B flat trumpet is like the sound of a guitar with a shorter scale. If you play the guitar, one is more round, the other one is one powerful and clear, bright. This is a clear, bright side of the trumpet. There is one guy, I forgot his name, that plays C trumpet in modern jazz. It's very good. I think that also the problem that for some reason good C trumpets are more difficult to come by than maybe because they devoted more time on projecting and building B flat trumpets in the C, and maybe, I don't know, I'm getting out on a limb, C trumpets are more geared towards classical music, so they are voiced differently. I'd like to have an instrument that is really for jazz, but is tuned in C.